Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Todd's Pod. I have a guest with me today, Edgar. He is a friend of mine in recovery, and we got a hug, Edgar, because I'm a hugger. Okay, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
All right, so of course, we talk about everything recovery with the Todd's Pod. So, Edgar, tell us a little bit about yourself, what it was like, what happened, and let's hear your story a little bit.
Um, well, I honestly believe everything started once I came back from Iraq. I took a contract with the army. I deployed with the 50th Signal Battalion, and I was J6. That's communications.
Okay.
And was in Iraq from 2010 to September of 2013, and I did experience some things over there that not a lot of people experience, and there were a few times where we had to be in the bunker because there was incoming mortars and rockets, and when I was in the bunker with all the guys, everyone's laughing like, ha, like these guys can't hit us. And um but they're now that I think back on it, when you hear the mortars coming in, and you're just kind of in your head, where's it gonna hit, where's it gonna hit? Not here. Okay. And people would laugh it off, and so I did too. Um, but when I got back home, stateside, I realized that those experiences were not normal. Um, Especially experiencing New Year's, you hear all these fireworks, and you feel them, and for my mind, it's hard to distinguish. Hey, this is okay. This is normal, because it's actually very similar to incoming.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
So that makes it rough. July 4th, New Year's, tough times.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you for your service. Okay. So then you got back, and what happened then?
Um, my relationships with my family were strained, and I realized that I had a lot of anger issues. Um, being back, I just felt like people took a lot of things for granted, and I was always mad and depressed. Um, and spending time. So I got a job with the Air Force, working communications, and I realized everyone there is military, so there's a lot of substance abuse going on, and it's unfortunately it is a problem with the military, substance abuse. And
It's a problem with society. I think.
Society,
It's not
yes.
just military, but it's probably more noticeable there because of the structure of the military.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. And so some of my coworkers, introduced me to drugs, and I use drugs because it helped me deal with things that I couldn't understand. That honestly now, going through different recovery programs, I'm learning that self-medicating was a coping mechanism for trauma.
Yep. Yep.
And it's unfortunate that I had to go through a very difficult road to realize these things. But I'm eternally grateful for having a recovery community, and knowing that I don't have to go be around places and people that use drugs and drink heavily just to be accepted.
Okay.
I have a recovery community now, and uh, unfortunately, at the time I was smoking not just marijuana, but what what you would call research chemicals.
Okay.
Being in IT, you learn how to use tools like the dark web and purchase things on the dark web that I shouldn't have, and uh, used a lot of different psychedelics, and had a psychotic episode that caused me to lose my job. And it was a good job. I had a home, I had a nice car, everything, but thinking I had all the answers, and everybody was wrong, and I was the victim, and I lost everything. Um, and because of these psychotic episodes, well, I guess I can backtrack a little bit. Uh, I was married for 10 years, and I met my wife in the Philippines. Um, Hard to talk about. She got pregnant by another man in my own home, and it wasn't really a big fight, no argument. I gave her 2 weeks to move out, and that was that. And my best friend Evan at the time, he was with me through a lot of it, and unfortunately he was also a heavy user, and so I could have companionship and a friend. I said, hey, my home is a safe place, so he would come to my house. He would smoke meth, but towards the end, he started shooting up, uh, and we had a falling out, because I had asked him, like, hey, you need to slow down. Like, he would do meth while his son was also at my house, and I was like, you, do you love that more than your own son? And of course, I said it in a very heated way,
Right.
and he got in my face, and he was going to punch me. And thinking back on it now, I really wish that he did. Um, he had meth that was mixed with fentanyl, and his mom found him with a needle in his arm, and he was dead. Um, he'd spent so much time at my house that his mom and sister blamed me for his death, and to this day, I don't know where he's buried.
Okay. So you've had a lot of trauma. You've had a lot of trauma in your past. Yeah. So what brought about so where did things start changing for you? What happened there? What does that look like? When did things start getting better?
Um, I had given up, and in the last psychotic episode that I had, I ended up being arrested,
Okay.
and uh, I'm not sure currently, but at the time, Bexar County Jail was at 103% capacity, and it's not somewhere you want to be.
No, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even one of the correctional officers, he asked me, "Why are you here?" And after seeing everything that I did, I told him I want to get right, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get right after spending some time here." And being in those pods, I was in different pods, and people would get in fights over Kool-Aid,
Right.
and bad fights over just Kool-Aid, and I saw these things, and the entire pod getting maced, and all of us coughing, and I this is not somewhere I want to be. I just felt like trash, and
Yeah.
it was so humiliating seeing my family on video and then seeing my face on the video. I couldn't even recognize myself.
Okay.
Um, but as hard as it was, I am grateful for that experience because I'm about to come to my year of sobriety, and I've never.
Congratulations. I was going to bring that up later, but you've already brought it up. So congratulations on that. That's huge. That is huge. You know, it's that first year, that first day, that first week. I mean, it's just so much. But yeah, pre-congratulations. We'll give you the proper congratulations when that day rolls around. But congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So, did you get out of what happened when you get what? How'd the whole Bear County thing close out?
So I had a video call with one of the inpatient recovery places, and I was accepted there. And if you're one of the things that I was told when I first got there, and I'm really grateful for, they give you that first meal, they treat you like a human being, and almost just started crying because I'm overwhelmed with compassion and care, and these are things that you don't see in Bear County. So going from contrast is just like you break down because for I don't have to watch my back now, and it's such a relief that you don't know how to respond, and you're I was overcome with emotions.
Yeah.
And then the work began because I was in process groups, and these process groups were about 4 to 5 hours long, and when essentially a mirror was held up, and I had to really see who I was. It was very difficult, but I'm grateful for that because it's helped me heal
Okay.
by processing things that I just kept. Okay, well, life is difficult. This happened. Instead of dealing with it, let me just get high. Let me just drink to the point where like I'll just knock out.
Right.
And thanks to going to meetings and being around people that don't use and value recovery, and even reading the AA book. I go to page 66 and read about the resentments, and resentments were a big part of my life, and why I would always use, and now knowing that I have the tools to, I know it sounds like a cliche, living life on life's terms.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you truly give yourself to this lifestyle, it really works.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It turns into fun. So you left treatment and then you ended up in the Pay It Forward program, right?
Correct,
What
yes.
is that? What is that like?
So Pay It Forward is a sober living program,
Okay.
and it's not easy. You have to give of yourself, be of service, attend meetings because that helps you stay in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever feel like I have pride, or I don't need this, I've been clean for so long, I'm in danger of relapsing.
Yep. Yeah.
And there's been times where like I'll go to HEB or a gas station to just get a water or a snack or something, and I'll walk by the cooler and there's all this beer, and I'm just like, there's nothing stopping me from just buying one. But then I play that in my mind. Look at all the progress you've made, all the people that are in your corner helping you be a new you, not the addict. So that those thoughts crossed my mind, and I'm just like, okay, I I went through it. Now it's gone because I have my book, big book, and at the time, I walk around carrying my coin, and I'll have my coin and use it to ground myself.
Okay.
Um,
So for those people out there that don't know what coin is, what is that?
um, so there's different coins, and I still remember the first one that I got, and I gave it to my mom because I was so proud of being clean.
Right.
It's an outward symbol of an inward desire to stay in recovery.
Exactly. Well, I'm also alumni of that same program where you're at now, so the sober living. And I know that for me, had I left treatment and went into the world immediately, I don't know that I would have been as successful. Pay It Forward played a huge part in preparing me to live in the world, sober. And I remember the same kind of thing going into these little stores, right? And they got these huge things with ice and beer, and it's like, oh, ice cold beer, and I would look around and I'd find that one little round thing that had sodas in it. I'd give you something ice cold, I'll find that. And it's funny because they had all that beer in that one little thing of sodas. Maybe someday society will change a little and it'll be a great big thing of sodas and one little bitty thing of beer. I doubt it, but you never know. So I guess you're basically working on your recovery and your mental health together,
Yes.
which is key for a lot of folks. It was for me. I don't think I could stay sober if I hadn't have done them both, because I too have experienced a lot of trauma, and it's not an easy thing to face. You get on that step 4, that's where it gets really kind of tough, because all that stuff has to come out, and it's not easy sometimes. But I do know that by working this program and being honest about it, my life's a lot better today than it was 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I do know that. And all right, let's do a shameless plug. Did you find a home group?
Honestly, yes.
What's it named?
Opportunity.
Opportunity Recovery Group.
Yeah.
Plugged. Sorry, guys, I had to do that shameless plug. We meet Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. at 11622 El Sendero. Anyway, yeah, so, and it's a great community. We have a lot of fun. We're not necessarily in one particular age. It doesn't matter what your hurt, hang-up addiction might be. You're welcome to come. And Edgr, of course, is one of our core members, and we do look forward to y'all coming if you'd like to. So, Edgr, how long? So, Pay It Forward's a year program, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, how do you feel about the future?
I'll be honest that fear of the unknown is a big thing,
Right.
for me. And my stay as an alumni at Pay It Forward is going to end in mid-November.
Okay.
But I know as long as I'm in recovery, I trust my higher power, which is God, and I know things are going to be okay.
Okay. Cool. So, excellent. So where are you from, San Antonio?
Not originally. My parents lived. I don't know if you're familiar with the valley, the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
It's about a 4-hour drive from here. Sorry.
It's okay.
So
you're from the valley.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Cool. Have you talked to your family since you've been sober?
Yes. I am very, very grateful that my family has accepted me back in their life. I was very manipulative. I was not a good brother. I was not a good son, and I said very hurtful things to my parents, and I'm really grateful that they've accepted me back in their life.
Cool. Another gift of sobriety, right?
Yes.
Another gift of recovery. I think that's one of the things that, when we're in our addiction, I believe that we kind of give up hope of ever having those things restored, right? And then when we get into recovery, you know, our higher power, who I also choose to call God, helps restore all these things to us. You know, the ability to live life on life's terms, as you were saying, without having to change the way we feel, being able to look in the mirror. You know, it was difficult for me to even look at myself in the mirror back in my addiction because I just, like you said, I didn't recognize myself for one. It just didn't hit me well, right? But today I do probably look in the mirror more than I should, but I do. You know, it's one of those things. All right, well, so you got anything you want to tell the world about recovery?
It works. It works. There's a lot of things that I took for granted, and seeing life now as the real me, not an addict. Um, it's just you, I know things are gonna come in their own time. I'm just really grateful, knowing that I'm clean, and then I when I it's just an overwhelming feeling, knowing that I have the power to not be an addict, and the addiction takes so many things. Um, but because of recovery, I have a family now, and I don't have to be around people that use drugs and drink to cope with life. I I honestly feel the presence of God here, and I'm so grateful.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Edgar. Well, thank everybody for tuning into Todd's Pod this week. And I will be back next week at 10 a.m. Edgar, thank you very much for coming. I'm glad that you did. And I look forward to seeing you in the meeting every Saturday at 8 a.m.
Absolutely.
Opportunity Recovery Group. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.